morning, everyone. Lex is with us today. We're so excited. We're going to sing a song for you. 2, 3, 4.
In the words I say, peace in the world I make, good in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. Love in the words I say, peace in the world I make, good in every breath I take, joy in my day, joy in my day. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. Love in the words we say. Peace in the world we make, God in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. God in every breath we take, joy in our day, joy in our day. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up higher. We are lifted up. We are lifted up. We are lifted up
If you haven't met Lex, congratulations. Thank you so much for your gift of voice. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, band, for your contribution to our Sunday experience. Welcome to each of you. Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope you're able to stay cool on this warm Sunday morning. My name is Anaya, and I am the Director of Community Engagement and Development here at Unity, and it is my honor to welcome you to Unity Church of the Hills. Thank you for being here, if you are physically in the sanctuary, and to those of you beautiful souls online, thank you for joining us, whether you're joining us now or you're joining us in the future on a recording. We are so honored to have you share time and space with us. So pardon me while I get the wiggles out of my voice, lest you move me. It's so beautiful. So if you are here in the sanctuary and this is your first time here, please invite us into your heart. Stay connected with us through the QR codes. Those can be found on the back of the pew seat in front of you. Just give a little scan of that and it'll take you directly to a connection card where we can stay connected to you through our newsletter, perhaps even a touchstone phone call if you ask for that or if you request that. For those of you that are joining us online, there is a link that you can click that will take you to the same type of card, and we invite you to click on that and connect with us as well. So as we move into our Sunday experience, I just want to invite us to take a moment of pause, to fully arrive here, to attune to this moment as these beautiful beings keep pouring in to the sanctuary. So if it feels comfortable for you and your body, I invite you to let your back of your heart rest into the nestling cozy nooks of the pew. Let your feet rest gently on the earth mother. And just allow your eyes to either float close or rest your gaze upon the earth. And as we come into this moment of spacious pause, notice the sounds of this room. Let yourself fully arrive here. Maybe you notice the air traveling over your skin. And perhaps you begin a conversation with gravity as you witness the seat supporting you. And as you feel the support of the earth at your soles, the soles of your feet. And as you step into the threshold of this moment with conscious awareness, be witness to how the breath greets the body, perhaps at the nose or the mouth. And without changing anything, just simply witness that. Allow that. And as life breathes itself into you, maybe notice the coolness of that breath as it travels the banks of your nostrils and pours into the wellspring of your heart. And then witness the breath at the heart, the rise, the release, the tides of your vitality, moving the spirit waters of your heart. And then move deeper into the heart, to that quiet place that is not your anatomical heart. It is not your emotional heart, but is your spiritual heart, that sanctuary of your inner being. And as you exhale, let yourself rest there as we move gently into prayer.
Good morning, good friend God, sweet Spirit, loving Mother, Father, Parent, Creator, Source. Thank you for allowing us to know the power of the words thank you. As each of us, all of us together know all that we have to be thankful for, and even more than crosses our minds, but rests in our hearts. We thank you, God, for the life we live, the life we are, from you as Creator. We thank you, God, for all that fills each and every one of our lives, and all of our lives as a community, and all of the lives that are in this world. We thank you for these expressions of your very being. We thank you for the other people sitting next to us, behind us, and in front of us, and that we will have the opportunity to look in their face, to remember their face, and know that we have seen the face of God, and that within that face, within that being, is your Christ Spirit. For all of this, God, we are grateful. We say thank you, and so it is. Amen.
I think we've done this one before, but I will sing a verse, and I'd like you to stand up and sing along with me. It goes like this. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Again, we are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. You repeat. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love that lives in me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love that lives in me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. One more time. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. Thank you.
It's so nice to see all your beautiful faces out there. When I walked in this morning, there were very few people here. So it's nice when I turn around and see all of your beautiful faces. If I haven't met you yet, I am David Howard, and I do have the privilege of serving as the senior minister here. So today I want to share a reading with you. It may seem like it's sort of out of the blue, and it is, but it is something I'm going to be talking about later. And I'm going to share with you an excerpt from a book by Anita Moorjani. Many of you are familiar with Anita Moorjani and her book, Dying to Be Me, talking about her near-death experience and how she came back from that. And this is sort of beginning at some of the middle of what she's talking about. But she says, as I continued to plunge deeper into the other realm, expanding outward, becoming everyone and everything, I felt all my emotional attachments to my loved ones and my surroundings slowly fall away. What I can only describe as superb and glorious unconditional love surrounded me, wrapping me tight as I continued to let go. The term unconditional love really doesn't do justice to the feeling, as these words have been overused to the point of having lost their intensity. But the physical battle I fought for so very long had finally released its hold on me, and I had a beautiful experience of freedom. It didn't feel as though I'd physically gone somewhere else. It was more as though I'd awakened. Perhaps I'd finally been roused from a bad dream. My soul was finally realizing its true magnificence. And in doing so, it was expanding beyond my body and this physical world. It extended further and further outward until it encompassed not only this existence, but continued to expand into another realm that was beyond this time and space, and at the same time included it. Love, joy, ecstasy, and awe poured into me, through me, and engulfed me. I was swallowed up and enveloped in more love than I ever knew existed. I felt more free and alive than I ever had. And as I described, I suddenly knew things that weren't physically possible. So I think I'll stop there. But I'm going to talk a little bit more about that during my talk this morning, and this idea of being enveloped in that unconditional love and what that might be about for us.
I am spirit. My life was light from conflict to the quiet fields of peace.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Lex. Thank you, and thank you guys for that. A little jazz this morning. Yeah. Good morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, if you're not familiar, we every Sunday morning at 9:30, we are meeting now down in Unity Oaks in Legacy Suites, which is if you go in the door, the door to your right is Legacy Suites. We just talk about whatever is up. We'll come up with some topic that it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with necessarily what I'm going to talk about today, or we just talk about a topic. We ask a question, and then we get to share. And so I invite you all to participate in that if you'd like to be a part of that. And so today we talked about this little small topic of evil. Not anything big. But somebody at the end of the class said, well, why don't you next week maybe offer an easier question? But as I talked about last week, I like the questions. I like these questions. I like living in the question. And I think it's important. But what I recognize about asking questions is that very often I get more questions than answers. I don't know if you've had that experience or not, but questions always seem to bring more questions. But I found this quote by one of my very favorite writers, authors, Parker Palmer, who said this about questions, if I can find it. The world is not driven by certainty, but by the courageous willingness of people to move forward together while still carrying unanswered questions. And I think that's very true. We can't always know the answers, and sometimes it's great not to know the answers. But as I'm processing this week, I'm talking about another couple of questions that have come up from time to time. Just little things, no big deal, but things like, what happens when we die? Have you ever asked that question, or somebody has asked, or people have asked me, what do you think happens when we die? And I don't know. I know there are many different theories and philosophies about it. I've said many times, I grew up in the very traditional Christian Baptist church, and basically it was either you go to hell or you go to heaven when you die. If you believe the right things and you, you accept Jesus as your personal Savior and you're a good person, then you go to heaven. If you're not, you go to this eternal fire of hell. So that was the answer, right? That was the answer I got when I was in that. And then, scientists probably say, well, nothing happens. You just die. And that's just the end of it. There's a theory of, Eastern traditions believe in reincarnation, right? That when we die, we go into this field of wherever we go, love, God, source, and then we come back to work out our karma until we arrive into that place of total enlightenment. So there is that theory as well. But mostly, I think about karma as the stuff that we've done wrong. We're having to working out things that we didn't get right the first time around, or the next time around, or the next time around. So we're always processing on this wheel, karmic wheel, coming back and back and back. So maybe, I don't know. Unity, Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, believed in reincarnation. He talked about reincarnation. He talked about it not necessarily as this wheel of karma, but he did talk about it in a way that what we do is we go and we learn and we come into an awareness, an awakened awareness, but then when we die, we go back into this field and come back until we reach that place of Christ consciousness, as he believed and we teach that our master teacher, Jesus, our way shower brother, Jesus did. Awakened to that Christ nature. And then once you awaken to that Christ nature, you just go into this field of infinite love, and our ascended masters. And again, I don't know. Maybe any of that, some of that might be true. All of there may be some truth to any of that. What do you believe about what happens when you die? You're dead. What happens when you die? Do you go into this field of infinite love like Anita Moorjani talked about? There are many people who have had that experience, this near-death experience. I've talked to some people who have had near-death experiences. I have a friend in Denver who studies near-death experiences and talks about and teaches about near-death experiences. And what he says is that almost to a person, when somebody has a near-death experience, that's what they talk about. That when they leave the body behind, they go into this infinite field of love, this awakened state of, and Anita Moorjani says this too in her book. She says, I was overwhelmed by the realization that God isn't a being, but a state of being, and I was now that state of being, that state of unconditional love. And so, I don't know, I haven't had that experience. But I've heard of people having the experience of leaving the body, going into this field of infinite love, and being surrounded by infinite love, embraced by, enfolded by, and you become one in this field of unconditional love. And I think, well, maybe that's true. But then I've also had people ask, and I've even asked the question myself, if I go into this field of infinite love when I die, why the heck would I choose to come back? Right? One more. And what these stories tell us, or what I hear from these stories is, well, we're coming back in order to learn. We're coming back to grow. We're coming back to somehow to awaken more fully and completely to our divine self. In some ways, maybe that's true. I don't know. But what I like about what I'm exploring for myself, I'm never saying I know the absolute truth, because I don't, but I like the idea that it's not a punishment. It's not like I have to come back in order to continue to learn and to grow. What if that field of infinite love is the very ground of our being? It is the very ground of our beingness. It's what we are, at the very essence of who we are. And we don't come back necessarily to learn. We come back into this life to be more love, to have the opportunity to be love. Because when we're in this field of infinite love, it is a subjective experience. Wow, I would love to and I love it in meditation, when I can just be in that place, go into the silence, feel that infinite love, but then I have to get up off of my meditation cushion and be in the world. I get to. And I think that's what really works for me today. If I leave this body and I enter into this field of infinite love, why would I choose to come back? Because I get to have this life. And I get to have this life choosing love, being love, bringing, as we might say, the awareness or the consciousness of heaven to the earth. Oneness, unity, unconditional love being lived right here and right now. How does that feel to you? Does it feel better in a way than thinking, oh, well, I have to come back to learn more lessons? Well, maybe. And maybe the lessons we get to learn are not enforced upon us by some outside entity called God or Source or the universe. What if every opportunity that comes our way is our opportunity to learn to be more loving, to be more love in the world? I like that idea a whole lot better. I don't know about you. And what that says to me as well is that this life matters. Your life matters. My life matters. The title of my talk today is taken actually from this book that I've been reading called Soul Story by a philosopher named Jim Freak. Yes, his last name is Freak. Can you imagine growing up with the last name Freak? Ugh. F-R-E-K-E. But one of the titles of his chapter is, you don't have a life, you are a life. You are a life, and your life matters. The choices you make matter. And you are a multi-dimensional being. You and I are multi-dimensional being. I don't even like the word being because it seems so static. You and I are multi-dimensional beingnesses. Is that word? That's probably not even a word, is it? Energy fields, vibrating, resonating, expressing, experiencing, having a life, being a life, right here and right now. Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, says this in the Revealing Word, and I kind of changed it a little bit. He says, human beings are spirit, soul, and body. Spirit is the I am, the individuality. The body is soul expressing, and the soul includes conscious and subconscious minds. Now, very often, we tend to use the words spirit and soul interchangeably. But what Fillmore is saying is that spirit, your individuated expression of spirit, if you think about spirit as God, if you want to use that word interchangeably with God or love or source, your individuated expression of spirit is your spirit, your I am. And it's unique. If you look around this room today, we are all different. We all have different histories. We all have different experiences. We all have different looks, different faces, different bodies. We are different in our unique, wonderful expressions of that divine source. And you and I are here to express everything that we are. Everything that is unique about us. Your I amness. Does that make sense to you? Your I amness. Your vibration. Your unique gifts. Your unique talents. And yeah, the world can sort of cause us to forget that, or the world can sort of cause us to take on things that are not us. But it's so important for us to come back to who we truly are, to listen for that unique expression of God, of love, of source, that you are, that I am. Because there's no one else in the world quite like you. There's no one else in the world quite like you. Do you believe that? Can you say that? There's no one else in the world quite like me. No, Rosemary, I don't think there's anybody in the world quite like you. Absolutely, there's not. It may look like you, but you're unique in your expression. You have these gifts, this way of being. That's not like anybody else. And so our opportunity, I think, is to own that, to remember that, to align with that, to come into harmony with that, and to listen, to take time to really listen. What is my unique expression of God? What am I here to contribute to the whole? Because our opportunity is to contribute to the whole. I believe everyone here, every life on the planet is contributing to the whole. You know, I think that's the one thing I forgot to mention that I find that I don't like about some of these theories about what happens when you die and why we come back. Because a lot of them speak to me about it being an individual expression. It's all about my soul expanding. It's all about me coming into a greater awareness of my Christ nature. Well, that's perfect. But what if that exchange is not just some individual exchange between you and God or you and the source? What if our willingness to come back into this life, to experience this life, is really about the whole of humanity, the whole of human consciousness? You and I are part of the evolution of human consciousness. And you and I are a part of the evolution of humanity itself. How we live, how we express, how are we choosing every moment to bring forth that consciousness of unity upon the earth, heaven upon the earth. And so that is what we are about. It's not just, oh, I'm coming back so I can learn, so I can grow. That's important. But we're here now in this embodiment, not just for our own individual experience, but for the whole, for the collective. And so your opportunity and my opportunity to be all that we are here to be is contributing to the whole, to the allness that is. Do you believe that? Are you willing to claim that? Are you willing to be that? And listen for that. Be authentically you. Don't have to ask for somebody else's permission to be you. Right? You are the only one that can give yourself permission to be all that you are here to be in every moment. We did that last week about Brene Brown talks about writing herself permission slips to do whatever, but write yourself a permission slip to be all that you are here to be, put it on your mirror, and then follow through with it. Be true to who you are. Own it. Claim it. So that matters because you, and I forgot, I do have some slides. So you, can you see that? You are a life. But you are multidimensional. So you are spirit. You are spirit. That individuated spirit. And yes, you are soul. Charles Fillmore talked about soul in a way that not everyone does. But soul, he talks about, is the conscious and the subconscious. It's that aspect that takes on energy from this lifetime, from past lifetimes. And so we come into this incarnation, if we will, individuated expression in this life as uniquely you, but you also come in with a soul. You are the very essence of that. So what if that soul is what has gone on to that experience of oneness when this particular incarnation dies away, falls away? Your soul continues on, and your soul is then coming back and experiencing and expressing and sharing this energy of love, but it's also learning and growing. We are all individuated souls as well, but our souls continue to expand and grow. So our opportunity, we talked about this earlier today. The soul takes on, and let me just see if I can give you my visual of that. It's like this. The soul is like beyond the body. It is an energy field, if I can describe it that way. Again, I don't know, but when I visualize the soul, I visualize this soul body that includes the physical body and the mental body and the emotional body and all of these fields of energy. But the soul takes on the energies that happen in this life experience, the way you interpret life, the way you have interpreted life in past lives, past incarnations, and all of that soul. But my opportunity and your opportunity today in this life is to to integrate, to heal, to harmonize, to transmute some of that energy that has been taken on in this life experience, that may have been taken on from past life experiences. That's why one reason this life matters. This life matters, and what we do with this life matters. And so our opportunity in processing that is to heal, to do the things, to take on. I mean, we do processes here with meditation and prayer. A commercial, I'm going to be doing a class on transcendent prayer. Prayer is powerful. Prayer is powerful. I know there are, we can do spiritual direction. Joni's a spiritual director. She teaches spiritual direction. She has a program about spiritual direction. Spiritual direction is another way that we can incorporate and integrate and transmute and transcend some of that energy that we take on. How many of you journal? How many of you do those sorts of things that help you to understand and recognize and move through some of that stuff? So our opportunity, this life matters. Because when you and I take on the responsibility to process and integrate and heal that energy that we take on in our souls, then we don't only affect our life experience, we affect the life experience of the planet. Because it affects our choices. It affects how we interact with each other. It affects the consciousness of humanity. Right? Yes? And I don't know any of this, but is it true? I think it's true. It feels true. And I think that's one reason why our lives really matter. You are the spirit, the I am of you. You are also this field of energy called a soul. You are also this field of energy called a body. And your body matters. Your body matters. How you treat your body matters. A dysregulated nervous system in your body is not a spiritual failure. A dysregulated nervous system is our continuing to push and to struggle and to continue to try to meet all of the expectations of the world and all of the things that happen and taking all of that on. Our opportunity is to heal that, to come into some awareness of what's going on in the body, to feed the body healthy foods, to exercise the body, to stop occasionally and rest the body, to take care of this vessel. It's so important to take care of this vessel that is the body, because your life and all that you are embodied matters. Do you believe that? Are you willing to own it? It's so, it is so easy for us, I will own this. It is so easy for me to judge my body. Anybody say amen to that? Or is it just me? So look at other images of, this is perfection. This is what a perfect body looks like. Well, if I don't meet that perfection, it's easy for me to judge that. It's easy for me to be in that energy of not measuring up. What if we just love our bodies just the way they are? I'm sure I've said this before, but it's so important because your life matters. We talk about, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Well, what if you're a human being having a spiritual experience? What if you're a human being having that experience of just being human? Just being human in this body. And I think that is so important. Your life matters. You don't have a life. You are alive. And that brings up the next point. Again, I talked about this. All of that, all of how we be, how we express our divine, unique nature, how we own it and claim it and accept ourselves right where we are in this incarnation matters. What we do with the energy of our souls and integrating and healing and moving through some of the things that we've taken on matters. What we do with our body matters. And it matters individually, but it also matters collectively. Because everything we do affects the whole. We know this in our teaching. Everything we do has an impact on the whole. The choices we make, the words we speak, the thoughts we think, how we interact with each other, and all of that plays into all of the other aspects of who we are, play into that. And I think we see that in many ways. Somebody mentioned last week, well, unity doesn't do much with social justice issues. And I think as a history, unity has fallen short of working and doing social justice work. And I think that's something that we can grow into. And I think that what I would say about that too is that it begins with you and me. It begins with our willingness to claim it, to claim our unity, and to be very conscious and aware, individually and collectively, every day. What am I doing? How am I living? How am I choosing to embrace and embody this life? What choices am I making? What am I willing to give up? What am I willing to accept? What am I willing to not to intervene on? If I see injustice, am I willing to speak up about that? Am I willing to risk my own safety in a way? To speak up about that, to stand up for that, to stand up for the well-being and the value of all human beings. And so our opportunity is to be aware. What am I doing that either helps to bring people together and bridge the gaps that create our schisms, our isms, racism, sexism, heterosexism, social injustice in whatever way it shows up? What am I doing? What am I saying? How am I being? And is any of that adding to the separation, the division? Or is what I am doing bringing things together? And it's our opportunity to be aware of that, to be conscious of that, and to make conscious choices about that. Make sense? Okay. So I have a little acronym I want to share with you today. It's LIFE. Your life matters. And you should have gotten a little card when you came in today. And each letter represents one of the aspects that I've talked about today. If you didn't receive one, you can get one as you leave, or our greeters, ushers will give you one now if you would like. But it's a reminder for us of the things I talk about today, this 4 aspects of our life, this life, your life now. So L is listen for spirit. Listen for that deep knower, that deep connection, that deep I am, the I am that you are here to be and express. It's not about performance. It's about being present for exactly who you are in every moment. So listen for that. Listen, take time to meditate, to be quiet, to go out in nature, to connect with the trees or the water or whatever it is that helps you connect with something deep, something that is very deep within you. So listen for that. And then ask yourself at the end of the day, where did I live with courage today? Where did I play small? Be who you are. I want to remind us of something. Many of you I know have heard this and probably heard it many times. I'm going to share a little bit from Marianne Williamson's quote, which comes from A Return to Love. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. We are all meant to shine. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in every one of us. Where am I playing small? Where did I play small today? Not judgment, not about judging your day, that's not helpful, but just to be aware. Maybe I want to make a different choice tomorrow. The second part is integrate the soul. I talked about that energy of the soul. That we can sometimes just continue to play out the conditioning of the soul that we don't really question. We don't stop and try to integrate. We don't go to therapy to try to integrate. We don't go to a spiritual director and let them help us work through and talk through and come into awareness of what's going on with us. And so our opportunity is to take the opportunity to integrate some of those things. So the I is to ask ourselves at the end of the day, what pattern, lesson, or experience did I process today, rather than let pass through unexamined? Again, not about judgment. It's just about being aware. Where am I continuing to play out old patterns? Has anybody ever had that experience where you're in a relationship, you leave the relationship, and you get into the same relationship? It's just a different face on the same relationship. That's part of that plays out for us when we notice that. How can we notice what's going on for us? How are these patterns continuing to play out? You know, it's always about, it's funny how sometimes things will happen in our lives and we keep having the same jobs, the same employers, the same experiences, but we don't always recognize the common denominator in that. Sometimes it's always about them. So our awareness, our opportunity is to be aware, where am I continuing to play out these old patterns? And am I willing to integrate, to move through, to transmute and transcend some of that? F is about the body. It's to feel the body, to be present in the body. It's so important to be aware of the energy, to connect with what's going on in your nervous system, to stop and be present with the body, to be aware, to exercise the body, move the body, feed the body, nourishing foods, to yoga, dance, walking, whatever it is that works for you, to be fully present in the body. So this ask, how did I tend or neglect this body? And I added, or the body of my affairs, because that's about relationships. The body of my affairs, my relationships, my job, my finances, all of the things that happen in the outer. How did I tend to that today? And then E is extend to the collective. What did my choices add to the whole today? Connection or division? So I asked Jennifer to create these, which she did a beautiful job of, for you to take home. And again, I'm not inviting you to judge your day, to judge yourself in any way, but to reflect. Opportunities just to reflect, to see, where am I living? How am I truly embodying this life? And am I just doing it unconsciously? Or am I really choosing to live consciously so that my consciousness is transformed? My consciousness continues to evolve. And in doing so, I add to the whole of human consciousness. And I do fully believe, that when we are willing to fully embody this life, live it consciously, and transform our own consciousness, that you and I are on the leading edge of creating a new humanity. I'm not saying a new humanity in the way we necessarily look. I don't think we're going to become like these aliens with the big heads and the big eyes and all of those things. Maybe. What I mean by that is a new way of being human, a new way of showing up as humanity. a new way of interacting with each other from that consciousness of oneness and love, so that we know that we are co-creating, as our closing prayer says, a world that works for everybody, where everyone is valued, where I know my unity with you, with the earth, with all that is. And because I know that, I make conscious choices to honor that, coming from the awareness of love. I believe that, and I believe we're on the edge of that. Even though we have evidence that might say to the contrary, I do believe we're moving in that direction. And I believe our opportunity is to hold that vision, to know that for ourselves, and to do our own individual and collective processing work, honoring life as we live it right here, right now, in this time. Again, as I said, as he said in the book, you don't have a life, you are alive. And it's important for us to embody it. So let's take a moment, take a breath, breathe into what's moving in you right here, right now. As we open, just notice what you're aware of in the moment. As you listen deeply at the core of your being, for that your own I am, your own individuated expression of spirit, of life itself, consciousness itself. Listen deeply. For your beauty, your magnificence, your life, your light, your, as Marianne Williamson would say, your glory, the glory of God that is here to express as you. Claim it. Own it. Become aware of any energy that is moving as your awareness of your soul, the energy that you may have taken on in this lifetime. It may be from past lifetimes that you are aware of moving, things that are playing out in your life, things that you are aware of and experiencing, things that you are now ready to move through, to integrate, to heal, to process. Integrate your soul's expression. And feel again deeply into the body. Feel the energy of your body, the cells of your body, the vibration. Feeling your hands and your arms. Feel your torso and your neck, your shoulders, your head, your hips, your legs, your feet. Feel the beauty and the wonder and the magnificence of your body, however it is showing up right now, without judgment, pure acceptance and love and valuing. And be aware that all of the ways that you are present in this life, as spirit expressing, as a soul integrating, as a body living and expressing and experiencing this life space, all of that adds to the collective of all of humanity, all of creation. And that our opportunity here and now in our awareness, in our love for self, our acceptance of self, our acceptance of an integration of all that is moving in us, through us, and as us. We are here to bring forth that consciousness of unity, oneness, unconditional love into this plane, right here, right now, on the earth, actions matter. Our words matter. Our consciousness matters. And we open ourselves up to that awareness without judging anything that has gone before. We're fully present. Awareness awakening right here, right now. As we go into just a short time of silent reflection. So as you breathe into that awareness right here, right now, all that is moving, all that you can be aware of, the body, the mind, the soul, the spirit, I am all of that and more, right here, right now, owning it, claiming it, making conscious choices to fully embody this moment and to make conscious choices. What I say, what I think, what I do, knowing that it all impacts the whole. And in that awareness, we are grateful. Take a conscious breath. Once again, feel your body supported against the pew. Feel the energy of Mother Earth rising to meet you. Feel the energy of this room, each one gathered here today and beyond, holding you in love, lifting you up in the awareness of our unity. And we are grateful. So it is.
Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord.
Take a breath. Are you back? Are you with me? Are you loving your life? I was just reminded of an affirmation I used to say, and I think I'll go back to it. I am loving life and living love. I like that. I'm loving life and living love. So, if you want to take that, you can take it. Couple of commercials I just want to share with you. A couple of things that are coming up. Every month now, once a month, on the second Tuesday of the month, I'm hosting a prayer call on Zoom, and you're all invited to participate in that. You don't have to pray out loud. You don't have to really do anything. It's really just bringing your awareness, your consciousness to the group. You can sign up online for that and get the Zoom link. It's this Tuesday at 6:30. It's only 30 minutes. So please join me if you would like. And then on the 22nd, Saturday, I'm going to be doing a workshop, which I'm calling Transcendent Prayer. And what I am kind of also processing and moving through is, what prayer really is, and how do we pray in that way of transcendence and moving through and opening ourselves up to being that very consciousness of oneness. And so that's really what that's going to be about. Again, I'm still moving through it myself. I'm still working on the workshop. So it's not complete. So guess what? If you sign up, you get to be a part of the completion. We just work through it together. So I invite you to do that. So now is our opportunity to share from our good that we share to support Unity Church of the Hills. There is a card in the slot there in your back of your pew that has QR codes for different platforms where you can donate if you'd like to do that electronically. Those of you who are online, you see that on your screen. You can also click a link there to donate in the description of the service. We so appreciate your giving, your prosperity that we enjoy here, and all the ways that you give. So now as we enter into our time of giving, if you'd like to give, I forgot. If you're here in the sanctuary and you want to give something of physical form, we collect that, and as you leave, there are baskets in the back, and please place that in the baskets as you leave today. Or if you come in and you want to do that as you're coming in, you can also do that. Or you can even get up while the song is going on and do it as well. So whatever works for you, please feel free to move about. Move about. So let's take an opportunity. I invite you to place your left hand over your heart and just feel the connection with that life, that love, that power that is moving in and through and as you. And as you extend your arm out with your palm, right hand up in a giving posture, as we say our offertory blessing, just feel that energy moving from your heart down into however your gift, however that's going to appear, as we say our blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I circulate, and I am grateful.
1, 2.
You're not a natural being, having a spiritual experience, but you're a spiritual being, living this natural experience. You're not a natural being, having a spiritual experience, but you're a spiritual being, living this natural experience every day. When you your request should constantly say, let me be spiritual, spiritual. Let me be spiritual, spiritual. You're not a natural being, having a spiritual experience, but you're a spiritual being, living this natural experience. You're not a natural being, having a spiritual experience, but you're a spiritual being, living this natural experience every day. When your request should constantly say, oh Lord, let me be spiritual, spiritual. Let me be spiritual, spiritual. Every day when your request should constantly say, let me be spiritual, spiritual. Let me be spiritual, spiritual.
Are you all feeling spiritual after that? Woo! Incredible. We are so blessed to have such incredible musicians in this community. Thank you all. We're all going to leave out of here dancing, singing that song. We normally mention this at the beginning of service, but I wanted to take a minute to mention it now. And the reason is because sometimes, we have the beginning, we move through Reverend David's adventure, and then we have the end, and we have forgotten about what was ever said at the beginning. So I want to remind us to just take pause, maybe even a moment right now to look around. And if you see an unfamiliar face or someone that you haven't connected with, or maybe someone who's wearing a red trimmed name tag, please take a moment to introduce yourself. Please take a moment to make that connection, invite people in, maybe even inviting them deeper into the Unity experience by having some coffee in Friendship Hall, attending a class, walking the labyrinth. In whatever ways that you normally like to connect with others here, just take that pause and really give someone the attention of your heart. All right, had to get off my soapbox for that one. So we have some invitations for your body, soul, and spirit to be a part of this collective known as Unity and the greater collective. The first one is our spirit circles. Our spirit circles are opening, and they will begin, or they are open rather, for registration, and they will begin on September 20th. And our spirit circles are somewhat like a book study that you can do in a small group. It helps you foster deeper connection, deeper relationship with those in the community, and just open your spiritual aperture to a greater knowing of wisdom and perhaps different perspectives as you move about your spiritual journey. You can visit the registration table outside of the sanctuary to the left. We will be there to answer questions that you might have, and that's also a time where you can sign up to join one of the spirit circles. And you can also register online on our website under the events tab. So for those of you on our online audience, you can go to the website and register. There are options for Zoom spirit circles, so if you don't physically live in the Austin area, you can join one of our Zoom circles as well. The other thing I'd like to mention is that we have coming up next week, part of the Beyond the Arch team, we have a drive initiative coming up. And that initiative is for the fur friends of those neighbors around us who are unhoused. Sometimes they need a little extra support. So we are collecting items such as little collars, leashes, bowls, little toys, if you want to bring little toys as well. We ask that you do not bring retractable leashes, pet food, or pet treats. I know that's really hard, but it's difficult for our friends who are in the unhoused community to take care of those items appropriately so their pets stay safe. And then in the YFM experience down there in Unity Oaks, we are kicking off our fall programming, which is an exciting time for us, and that begins with the YFM Youth Fly-Up Sunday, which is next week. Next week, the kiddos will be joining us in the sanctuary at the end of service to share their wings as they fly up into their next classroom experience. And it is a pleasure to be able to walk alongside them as they make that journey. So if you can be here to support them and celebrate them, we would love for you to be a part of that experience. Afterwards, we will treat you with ice cream. There's an ice cream social happening down in the youth wing as well after service on next Sunday. And if you're not a parent, if you don't have kids that come here, just come have ice cream with us anyhow. There'll be sprinkles and all kinds of toppings and things of that nature. So if you're interested in that, we invite you to participate. And one final plug, it's not on the little slides, but the Beyond the Arch team, which is our outreach team, is having a meeting this afternoon in Unity Oaks, so that second building over there, the last door on the left, room 203. I invite you to be a part of that if you are looking to do something similar to what Rev David was speaking about today, expanding into the collective, affecting change within the collective. That is the mission of the Beyond the Arch team. And so whether you are a part of it or you're interested in outreach, come join us. I can share more with you during that meeting so that you have a heads up about what to expect and what our next initiatives are. Lastly, I'd like to mention that the prayer chaplains are here with us today are Tim Wright and Sylvia Powell. Where's Sylvia? There you are. And you can also see any of our prayer chaplains who have the purple sash around their necks. They can set some time aside to pray with you if that's what you're needing today. Tim and Sylvia, however, will be either in the sanctuary or the chapel, one usually in each. But just find someone in a purple sash if you're needing to connect through prayer today, if you're needing that support. Also, for those of you online, you can reach out to Silent Unity. The number is there on your screen. And for anybody here, Silent Unity is available to pray with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Lastly, you can place prayer requests in the box outside the foyer. If you just exit and take a left, it's just hanging out right there. I believe the picture is up there online. All right, let's all say goodbye to our online friends. We hope to see you again soon on the horizon. And to those of you that are here in the sanctuary, have a beautiful Sunday as we join in our ending song.
Just one more thing. Cindy reminded me to let you know, if you haven't already been aware, we are accepting nominations for our Board of Trustees. If you are interested in serving in that way, you can nominate yourself. There are forms on the table. You can see that big gold box out there. That's what those are for. If you'd like to nominate someone else, please check with them first to be sure they're willing before you put their name in there. But we are accepting nominations, and it's a wonderful way to serve this community. Now let's sing together.
All right, please stand and join me. It's an